Today, I have another testimonial from a very happy intensivecarehotline.com client, and I want to talk about that today. My name is Patrick Hutzel from intensivecarehotline.com, and this is another quick tip for families in intensive care. So currently, we are working with a client who has their 79-year-old mother in ICU, or had the mother in ICU, but now she's on a ward. She has breast cancer, and she was admitted into ICU initially with a pneumonia, and she's out of ICU now. She's clearing off the pneumonia, but we think she had a heart attack because we're looking at the medical records, and there are many signs that there is a heart attack, but the hospital team now, given that she's left intensive care, seems to be oblivious to it, doesn't seem to take any action. Regardless of that, this is actually a client we have worked with since 2018, and actually we have helped this client with a number of family members. Currently it's his mom. We helped him with his dad, and we also helped him with another family member in the past since 2018, and he keeps coming back to us. And I actually made some notes of what he said this week, because I think it's quite remarkable, and to a degree, of course, I'm also very proud of what he said. And I just want to read out the notes that I made when I had the conversation with him. You know, we were going through the client's mom's medical records, and we were talking about what should be happening, what shouldn't be happening, and said something along the lines of that, that I am listening, and that we've been working together for many years, and that I've been right all the way along, and with my diagnosis and recommendations, what the client should be asking the hospital or the doctors for. They said, you saved my dad's life over the phone a few years ago, which is quite remarkable. And I know he keeps talking about it. He told me a number of times, and his dad is still around to this day. I remember his dad was meant to die in ICU in one of the ICUs in the United States, and I helped him out over the phone just by giving him advice, what to look for, what to ask for, how to advocate for his dad, and what would be the best course of action. And he said that he trusts my opinion, and that I always seem to have an instinct with these things just by looking at medical records and by talking to clients. But I also talk to doctors and nurses directly, or I set up the clients with questions to ask. Doesn't really matter. The most important thing is, when you have a loved one critically ill in intensive care, that you ask the right questions, because the biggest challenge for families in intensive care is that they don't know what they don't know. They don't know what to look for. They don't know what questions to ask. They don't know their rights, and they don't know how to manage doctors and nurses in intensive care. But this particular client is also a model client, because he's always taken advice very seriously, and he's always run with it, and he's always strongly advocated for his family members and wouldn't take no for an answer. Because if you do take no for an answer, you've got another thing coming, and you will have the intensive care team walk all over you, right? And this client is very, very determined, and he would not have anyone walk all over him, and he wouldn't take any crap from anyone. And that's the attitude you need to have as well if you want to get results for your family member in intensive care. If you want to get best care and treatment, you can't take crap from anyone. You got to be very determined. You got to be very focused, and you got to pay attention to all the details that are happening when you have a loved one critically ill in intensive care, because the devil is absolutely in the detail. So enough of my bragging for today. Yes, there is some bragging in there, but I think it is important that you do understand, and that you do know that we have saved many lives for our clients in intensive care, and we've always done it over the phone, Zoom, Skype. Sometimes I do meet clients in person as well, here in Melbourne, or I've also met clients in Sydney. Certainly have met clients in person, of course, whenever I can. But most of my advice is over the phone, Zoom, Skype, WhatsApp, whichever medium works best for you. And I am very proud that we are getting results for our clients that have family members in intensive care, And I have worked in critical care nursing for 25 years in 3 different countries, where I worked as a nurse manager for over 5 years, and where I've also been consulting and advocating for families in intensive care since 2013 here at intensivcarehotline.com. And like I said, I can very confidently and without the slightest hint of exaggeration say that we have saved many lives for our clients in intensive care, especially when ICUs want to withdraw treatment without your consent. We've turned many situations around. Because if they do that, that could be perceived as euthanasia, could be perceived as murder, and sometimes you got to call them out. But you also have to understand your rights. You have to understand laws, policies, procedures. You know, that's where our area of expertise is coming in, and that's why we saved many lives. And this is all documented and verified on our intensivcarehotline.com testimonial section, and also at our intensivcarehotline.com podcast section, where we have done client interviews who verify exactly what I just said here. Because our advice really is life-changing. It is absolutely life-changing. Like I said, it's documented, it's evidenced, not making it up here. And that's why I do one-on-one consulting and advocacy over the phone, Zoom, Skype, WhatsApp, whichever medium works best for you. And I talk to you and your families directly. I handhold you through this once-in-a-lifetime situation that you cannot afford to get wrong. And when I talk to you and your families directly, I also talk to doctors and nurses directly if you want me to. And when I talk to doctors and nurses directly, I ask all the questions that you haven't even considered asking, but must be asked when you have a loved one critically ill in intensive care, or I set you up with the right questions to ask. I also represent you in family meetings with intensive care teams, because if you go into family meetings unprepared, you've got another thing coming, and you will have an intensive care team probably walking all over you. We also do medical record reviews in real time so that you can get a second opinion in real time. We also do medical record reviews after intensive care if you have unanswered questions, if you need closure, or if you are suspecting medical negligence. We also have a membership for families of critically ill patients in intensive care. And in the membership, you have access to me and my team 24 hours a day in the membership area and via email. And we answer all questions intensive care related. You also get exclusive access to 21 ebooks, 21 videos that only our members have access to. And all of that will help you to make informed decisions, have peace of mind, control, power, influence, making sure your loved one gets best care and treatment. And you get access to the membership if you go to intensivcarehotline.com, if you click on the membership link, or if you go to intensivecaresupport.org directly. And all of that you get at intensivcarehotline.com. Call us on one of the numbers on the top of our website, or simply send us an email to support@intensivcarehotline.com with your questions. And if you like my videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel for regular updates for families in intensive care. Like, comment, subscribe, and share the video with your friends and families. I also do a weekly YouTube live where I answer your questions live on a show, and you will get notification for the YouTube live if you are a subscriber to my YouTube channel, or if you are a subscriber to my intensivcarehotline.com email newsletter at intensivcarehotline.com. Thank you so much for watching. This is Patrick Hutzel from intensivcarehotline.com, and I will talk to you in a few days. Take care for now.